add it into the podcast.
Remember that point I was trying to talk about? And yeah, you know what? I remember. And it probably wasn't as good as you thought. You know what? I thought it was going to be better than that one. It's all right. It happens to me all the time. That actually happens to me every time I'm talking to my wife. Like, I'd be talking to her, rambling on about something, and then I'm like, what was I thinking about? I was going to tell you something good, something real good. And then when I remember it, I was like, that's pretty stupid. But most of the things I say is pretty stupid. So I'm kind of used to it already, but whatever. That's like my life.
I feel like I talk to my husband sometimes in mid-sentence. Like, I'm just like, I started a conversation in my head and then it comes out and then he's just like, what?
You know what? I think I should start calling my wife, what are you talking about? Because that's always what she calls me. Or is that my name? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? She always says that. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? That's, wow. Now that you tell me this, now I realize.
But the thing about, like, I have found personally with being an entrepreneur is that I'm having these like little dialogues in my mind. Like, I'm having like this constant solo staff meeting. And then, like, I wanted to tie my husband into it, you know, because, like, you get excited. You're working at home by yourself. Yeah. And then, like, you know, like, I'm sure, like, you know, your wife is home or my husband's. And then, like, you're, like, so excited. You have to tell somebody else. And so, like, you know, you have to share it with someone. And, or, like, you have, like, this great idea. Like, I'm sure this has happened to you where you've designed, like, this killer campaign and it rocks, right? You're, like, gold star for you. And like, it'll be like my husband's home and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I just did this whole campaign and it rocks and people are buying into it and blah, blah, blah. And he's just looking at me like, that's nice. Like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
What are you talking about? So wait, if I understand you correctly, what I got out of that was you monetize your split personalities because you have conversations with yourself, and then you got your logical brain, you've got your creative brain, you've got your eccentric brain, and then you're basically making money off your split personality. That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I cross-pollinate all day long.
That's a funny way to put it.
And the thing is that, like, that's the beauty about e-commerce. The beauty about e-commerce that I have found personally, in this whole process of launching and seeing the fruition is that I have service-based businesses. I have several service-based businesses, and being able to have the product helps people ease into knowing, liking, and trusting you. So, like, for coaching, for example, you know, we're all told in the coaching business to niche down. Beautiful. But now I have to, like, go on a coffee date, you know, because as marketers, we teach people, you know, to bring it down to a 5-year-old level. Marketing is like dating, right? So we got to, you know, get the number first. Then you got to go on the coffee date.
You got to buy them the drink. Got to buy them.
Yeah, you got to buy them the drink, right? You got to break that ice. And then eventually, somehow you magically convince them to go out to dinner with you. And so on and so forth in this relationship, right? You hit all the milestones. And then, you know, finally you'll get married. And possibly divorced. Who knows? So
what are you talking about?
So, but, you know, in the consumer life cycle, there's all these benchmarks, you know, in the relationship, there's all these benchmarks. With e-commerce, you're able to, because you have a product, you're able to skip like 3-4 different steps of that painstaking service-based marketing that, you know, that we have to do as service providers. You get to break into that because they have like this physical product that they can look, feel, touch, smell all freaking day long. And they're like, oh, I bought this teacup at this, you know, from this person. And I like them because I like my teacup. So that whole psychological, you know, fun consumer shit. Ooh, sorry. Again.
Okay, gotta write that one down again too.
I'm sorry, man. I'm so...
Gotta find that word. I'm gonna try to bleep it.
Bleep.
Here's my one of my fur babies right here.
Oh, hey, hello, fur baby.
Okay, can you let me record my episode? Thanks.
My fur babies are napping somewhere. Hey, Eddie.
He don't hear you. You're in my earpods. Okay, sorry about it.
Okay, Yeah.
That's that's entrepreneurial life. You're working on something, you're into it, and all of a sudden, here's a distraction. And then
I know.
what were they talking about again?
So most of the entrepreneurs that I work with are like either ADD or ADHD, and that's why they hire me, because I'm a business brand manager, and that's what I evolved into. Um, and I help them make a plan and stay on the course and measure their ROI. So
Okay, so let me bring it back. Let me bring it back then to stay the course. So
let's go back to the conversation.
Okay, so we for someone that's listening. Okay, so let's say they don't have an e-commerce store right now. All right. What is the first thing they should do on this journey?
Find someone that's established and successful and that's teaching e-com.
And how would you do that? How would you search that?
How would I search that? I mean, start looking in your networks, because we all network, whether you're a 9-to-5 or an entrepreneur, whatever you do, you network. Start figuring out who in your circle, in your tribe, in your immediate universe is playing the e-com game.
Okay. But does it have to be specific in a niche or just e-commerce in general?
No, just e-commerce in general. Start doing the research. Start figuring out, because there's different disciplines to e-com. Some people want to like go ham on it and own a warehouse and do wholesale and, buy in bulk and whatnot. And you know what? That's cool. Some of us may want to go into drop shipping, test the water, see how the e-com goes, and then scale up the business or keep it where it is. There's so many different, it's so vast that it's like marketing. It's so vast that there's so many different options out there. Start doing your homework, see what works for you, see what works for your lifestyle. Start figuring, first of all, you're always going to have to make an investment. You're going to have to make an investment of your time, your money, and your sanity. So figure out what's comfortable for you.
Gotcha. Well, I'm gonna end it there, because what I would like to do, Myleen, is I like to bring you on board to the Digital Marketing Secrets Facebook group, because after this episode, I don't know, maybe that one person, you that's listening or watching this video, whatever, maybe you want to come to this
one person.
Yes, it's one person. I know that I know that you have nothing better to do. Actually, I don't know why you're listening to this show anyways, but hey, come over to the Facebook
But
group.
We're a lot of fun to talk to.
You know what? Join our split personalities. It'll be you, Myleen, and me, and my different personalities. So that's what, 9 people.
And like 14 other personalities.
And then my dog in the background. So I'd like for you to be a part of the group, so that way we can just keep the conversation going. That's one thing I've found that the digital marketing community lacks is one. And then the big ones that are already too big, it's hard to even talk, because once you put out a message, that's it. It's lost into like space, and it's hard for people to even see you. So I want to bring you on board, and for anyone who asks questions, if you could just help them out and point them in the right direction.
Oh my gosh. That I would be honored, man. I love to, I love to ask questions too. It's always asking the question, like when I started collaborating with you, like I remember you were like, oh, brand, we were talking about branding and content and whatnot. You gave me your point of view, and I was like, you totally blew my mind about like ClickFunnels and the whole automation game. And I was just like, I know about it, but it's not something I specialize in. So it was just so freaking awesome, and it still is, to like learn from you. And like, you teach me all kinds of cool things. And I'm like, man, and I can apply that to my clients and apply that to my business. And the same thing that I know you and I have talked about, with content creation and branding, you're like, wow, like this is insane. So definitely be open to collaborating and listening to other people, because you're never going to know. We all have that one trick that we've mastered. So go learn from other people. Like always learning, always like just listening and learning and reading, and applauding them for mastering their trick.
All right. Well, thank you, Myleen. And we're going to wrap this one up. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Digital Marketing Secrets Show with Carlos A. Vasquez. Want to join the exclusive digital marketing community? Of course you do. Make sure to visit us at miamimarketer.com/growth for more info. See you soon.